20 cities across America, plus Roku, plus Amazon TV, and on demand at the show's website, politicsandprofits.com. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. This is Politics and Profits. All right, obesity. It's a problem which has been growing in America. Some parts of the nation have the problem greater than other parts, depending upon oftentimes the weather. So what about obesity, and how can Americans improve their lifestyle without infringing upon their lifestyle to have a healthier life? Joining me in studio at this time is fitness expert, martial arts expert. He's a coach to MMA fighters. He owns his own MMA studio and fitness studio in Southern California, Carl Gebhardt. Carl, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, how is the obesity problem in America growing, or is it improving?
You know, a lot of it depends on the area. So for the United States in general, you know, they say that the obesity numbers are actually growing. But if you look at certain areas in specific, like Colorado, San Diego specifically, Hawaii, the numbers are kind of ticking down.
You know, and I mentioned the weather at the outset.
Yeah.
It surprises me about Colorado. What is it about Colorado?
Yeah, I think it's just a younger, upcoming city. You know, a lot of younger people, young families are going there. And I think anytime you have that, fitness becomes a little bit more of a priority. Eating habits can become more a priority. Younger people have cameras. They take pictures of everything. And I think they just kind of want to look their best.
All right. So talk about obesity. What are some of the things that you would like to share with our viewers that they think some of the basic stuff that they can do to improve that lifestyle?
Yeah, so it always depends on the complexity you want to make it, right? So, I mean, you know, weight is really just a correlation of calories in, calories out, right? So my focus is always on the calories out. You got to work out. You got to be fit. So people always come to me and they say, how do I lose weight? You know, I feel like I'm overweight right now. How do I lose weight? And I always tell people the same thing. You know, was it really hard to gain all that weight? And they look at me really funny. And I say, you know, it shouldn't be that difficult to lose the weight too. You know, it should be fun. So I think I'm not really a big fan of these really hardcore diets and they make it really strict, and then they're, you know, going through this pain and suffering, because by the end of it, they're going to stop. You know, so you have to find a sport, you have to find an activity that you genuinely enjoy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That makes sense. What about, I've often believed, I've heard and I believe that, you know, 80% or whatever the number, I don't know, 70, 60, 80, but a majority of the of a person's weight problem, or if it, you know, if I happen to gain weight during a certain part of my life, is diet.
Yeah. I think we can all attest to that. I mean, what is our weight in the middle of summer, and what is our weight right after Christmas? You know?
Man.
So absolutely, I think diet's a big difference. You know, I think the easy tip that we give people in the beginning when they want to say, how do I eat healthier? I always say, when you go to the grocery store, never shop on an empty stomach. That's the worst thing you can do. And then shop the perimeter. You know, are you spending all of your time in the beginning or in the middle of the store getting cans and boxes and ice cream, or are you spending your time on the outside with the fresh fruits, the vegetables, the meat? It's a simple tip to think about.
I never realized the perimeter.
Absolutely.
All right. Bullying in America, and I'm referring to kids at this point. It's huge. It feels like, I don't know if it's the media or if it's social media, but it feels like it becomes more prevalent in our culture than in years past. What, am I right or wrong?
You're 100% correct. I think before, in the past, you go to school and you get bullied, and then you come home to your safe place, your parents, your family, and then you feel protected. But now there's no more safe spaces. You have your phone with you. Facebook's on 24/7, so you can get bullied at school, you know, when everyone's present, and then at home at the same time. You know, you have a Facebook post. People are, you know, cyberbullying is a huge thing nowadays. So absolutely, it's way more of an issue nowadays than anything else.
You know, that's a great point. That honestly, I hadn't thought of. There is no true safe space because, as you point out, the instant communication through the various devices. I have a hard time comprehending how that's bullying, because I was never on the receiving end of that. But we hear about kids committing suicide. So what do you do? You teach kids martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, as young as the age of 4.
4, yeah, that's the youngest we take.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think really, you know, I think one thing is you can defang kids, and then you have everyone hug each other. They're really nice. They high-five each other. But we all know it's never going to work. It doesn't work for kids. It doesn't work in the workplace. So it's really about, how do you empower kids? How do you make them stronger? How do you not make them a target? And I really believe that that's the way of doing it. So for our kids, we get that same thing all the time. My kid's getting bullied. What can I do? And for us, it's really 3 things. It's, how do I make them stronger? How do I put them in tough positions where they have to develop thicker skin and learn how to defend themselves and build confidence? And then how do you at the same time teach them character traits so that they know, how does a man behave? How does a woman behave? How do I behave as a strong person? You know what I mean?
I like to use the word that strong, the use of the word strong. So tell us how you would create a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old with those strong attributes.
So part of it is the actual strength training, the gross motor skills, and then the athletics. So are you a stronger, more athletic, more imposing figure? And that sounds really superficial, but I think if a small child,
important, yeah.
They walk into a room and they want to feel strong, they want to feel like they can protect themselves. The other thing we do is we have character traits every month, and then so we'll go over focus, you know. So when you walk into a room, you're talking to a teacher, you're talking to another student. Are you looking directly in their eyes? Are you turning away from them? So there's physical cues that bullies take so that they, you know, figure out who their mark's going to be. The person who's sinking down, looking away, really shy, they're going to pick that person. So it's, how do you shake someone's hand and look them directly in the eye? You know, how do you stand up straight and then have good posture? These little small things make a big difference for kids, because the confident kid is always the first line of self-defense. Confidence.
Do these kids understand those important issues that you bring up?
So somewhere between 1 day they can pick it up and, you know, a year. So it really depends on the child, you know. But I think consistency with things like that really make a big difference.
Where can our viewers who happen to be in the San Diego market, where can they find you?
So San Diego is an amazing place. You throw a rock, you're going to hit 10 MMA gyms. But my particular one is in Terra Santa. So it's right off of the 52 on Santa Road.
All right, and that website?
As www.steelmma.com.
All right, Carl Gebhardt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so you have an obesity and bullying. Now you have your game plan. I'm Rick Amato, back with more right after this.